Hey everyone, welcome back to the OurSociety Experiment. In today's Making the Movement episode, we're going to review a book that was a core inspiration for one of the basic OurSociety principles and some of the problems we're trying to solve. So today, the book we're going to be reviewing is called Becoming a Candidate by Jennifer Lawless. I read this book about a year and a half ago, and what it talks about is it qualifies candidates who could run for office, and it surveyed over 2,000 of these candidates who could run for office, had professional experience, and had some ambition to do so. And it talks a lot about the statistics and data that was covered in the study. If you're interested in the full details of the study, you can check out the book. I'll provide a link in the first comment below. And you can purchase it. It's got the study in there. Today we're going to focus on one specific chapter, one specific aspect of the study that when I was engaging and reading this, it identified a huge problem for me. And this is a problem that our society has the real potential to solve should we choose as a collective to adopt it as a social movement. So I'm going to put the chart on the screen real quick so everyone can see it. And this is from page 171 of the book, Becoming a Candidate by Jennifer Lawless. It's table 8.1, eligible candidates' willingness to engage in campaign activities. So there's three columns. All the way to the left, you have the mechanics of the campaign. This identifies what the aspect of campaigning they're talking about. And then you have the kind of two ends of the scale of the spectrum of the survey where comfortable, meaning I'd be totally comfortable doing that, and the rightmost column, so negative it would deter me from running. So just going down from top to bottom, I just want to review some of these. So the first one is engaging in a negative campaign. 5% of the people surveyed said they'd be comfortable doing that. The 37% of the people surveyed said it would be so negative it would deter me from running. So when I read that statistic, that really blew my mind. 37% of our eligible candidates in this study were not taking the opportunity or were not even interested. They were so deterred by the risk of a negative campaign, but that they chose not to run for office. When I read that, right away what I thought was, wow, that's 37% of some tremendous human potential that we're not taking advantage of. And that really concerned me. And our society solves that problem by making a platform that focuses solely on the issues. One of the core pretenses with our society was to remove the showmanship from the platform. And we do that by having an issue-based platform that doesn't allow unnecessary banter or intimidation or the spreading of misinformation through negative campaigning that's non-issue focused. So we just kind of dive into the core of the campaign and remove all the fluff and negativity. And we think this is tremendous. If we can convince 37% of the survey respondents to run a campaign via our society from the convenience of their own home for free, we think that's a pretty tremendous contribution to society and something we're really excited about. Looking back at the chart, soliciting campaign contributions, only 12% of the respondents were comfortable, 25% were uncomfortable. Our society is a free and open election campaign platform. We talk about it ad nauseum, but politics has a money problem, and we're not going to stop talking about it. Elections and campaigns should be free for everyone. Anyone should be able to run for office and impact their community at every level, regardless of their socioeconomic status. If their ideas are sound, their programs and policies have data to back them up, and they have a clear plan and vision for action, no one should be restricted from running for office because of their financial needs, or no one should be required to solicit donations from for-profit firms and special interest groups. Dealing with party officials is number 3 on the chart. 19% of the respondents said they'd be comfortable. Only 13% said it was so negative it would deter me from running. Dealing with party officials kind of harkens to the Democratic and Republican machines that we have that exist in modern politics. At every level of government, you have candidates who are essentially sponsored by the organization. The problem with this for all of us as citizens is that this limits all our alternatives and this limits our opportunity to hear different perspectives and different voices on how change can be made. For example, in New Jersey, here in both in 2017 and the 2018 elections, both the Democratic and Republican organizations nominated a preferred candidate in the primary races before hearing any public debate amongst all the candidates. I think fundamentally this is a systemic flaw. And it doesn't matter how democratic or progressive or liberal or conservative and Republican you are, These organizations do these things, and they limit voices and they limit opportunities for New Jersey citizens. And that's something our society seeks to solve. Our society gives every candidate equal footing to put their policies, plans, and visions out there for the people to judge. And if you don't have the time to read over those policies in details or watch those videos in details, just use our social value matching to determine which candidate most aligns with your individual values of how you feel society should be. If we look back at the chart, going door to door to meet constituents is 25% of the candidates we're comfortable with, and 16% were so negative it would deter them from running. Going door to door is a nice, get out the vote kind of campaign that people talk about. But let's be candid, how successful is that anymore? What is the percentage of time invested versus respondents gain? I know things used to be different when you had people who stood at home to take care of their families, and of course some families still do that. But many families in the U.S. have both partners working a job each to contribute to our well-being. So I just imagine that that's a waste of our time. I think that can be used much more efficiently. A digital platform is accessible from anywhere, from any device, that's uniform in design and easy to use and intuitive compared to just knocking on doors, will give people the opportunity to kind of connect with you and meet with you in a different aspect. Of course, to gain signatures, you could use that to kind of further your platform and contact people who would have an event and gain signatures that way. So instead, you're concentrating your efforts into a signature drive, so to speak. This way, people in the state can know about you more easily, more conveniently, and all from the comfort of their own home. Again, giving the opportunity to skip some of the less efficient aspects of running a campaign. Looking at the fifth one, it's called dealing with members of the press. 26% of the respondents were comfortable, and 12% said it was so negative it would deter them from running. I'm going to skip that aspect only because I would imagine that our society politicians and candidates are still going to be contacted by the press, maybe even more so because they have detailed their visions online for anyone to get. So the information is more easily accessible, and interested press will have more opportunity to kind of mine that information for potential candidate conversations. I do want to talk about the personal aspects of the campaign, though. Loss of privacy, 41%. 41% said it was so negative it would deter them from running. So what I love about the OurSociety Experiment is that it doesn't mean that running for office has to strip us of our personal privacy and freedom. And I really appreciate that. Running for office puts you in the spotlight. There's no doubt about that. And our society isn't going to be able to change this that much. What we will be able to do is say that we can guarantee that no slanderous and not relevant issue-based campaigns against you will be allowed on the platform, so that access to that information won't be identified. That's great for you as a citizen user as well, because you can just focus on the issues and not waste your time with any sort of propaganda or negative advertisements. Spending less time with family and potentially hindering professional goals with an ask too. And yeah, there's no doubt about it, right? Running a campaign takes time, and that's not going to change even with our society. Our society does make your campaign much more efficient, give you much greater reach, and for citizen users makes it much easier to become involved. And ideally, at its core, right, the OurSociety principle is to empower more people, to increase our engagement in democracy. That's our organization's purpose, and we believe that our society gives us a very convenient and free way to do that. And of course, even now in our beta, we have tremendous opportunity. But afterwards, after we're able to prove our concept, the sky's the limit to really what we can create with the OurSociety Experiment. So really exciting stuff. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Making the Movement episode about the inspirational book, Becoming a Candidate by Jennifer Lawless. Below in the comments, I'll link the book, and you can check it out for yourself if you want to learn more about it. Thanks so much for joining us.